Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan. You're going to be watching a clip from our live stream, and it is here for you right now.
Who's each boy's favorite team right now? Sorry if you already talked about it.
Clearly, Jordan and I are Bears fans. I think Mary knew that. Ryan, go ahead.
I am a Texans fan, so 2 Bears fans, 1 Texans fan here at the Touchdown Table.
And just to get into some other teams that I like, Bears fan, sticking with the number 1 for sure. But I feel like as long as you're not like obsessed with another team, you could always like other teams more than other ones. And so some teams on that list for me, love the Chargers, love Justin Herbert. I like the Rams. I think that I want to see Matthew Stafford have some success now that he's out of the Bears division. Like the Dolphins. You have a lot of love from Dolphins fans on this channel. I like Tua. I hope he has a good season, although it wasn't as good as I would have liked to see last year. Also, in my Madden franchise, I haven't played in like a year now. My team was the Dolphins, and so I had some love for them because of that. Those are the big 3 for me that are next to it. Also, no, those are the 3.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not big on those like secondary teams. Like I have teams that I'm high on and teams that I predict to do well. But like,
there's teams that I'd like to see succeed. Yeah. Like saying if the Bears didn't make the playoffs, so the Bears were
the Bills for you. That's the team.
Yeah, but they're not like they're a team.
You want to see them succeed.
I want to see them succeed, but it's more because
you're rooting for them.
Yeah, not like fully. Like
how about if
it's like
the Texans when the Texans are eliminated?
Yes. Yeah. So like
these are the teams you will be rooting for.
I'm very strict with this stuff. Like I don't believe in ever wearing garments of another team. I just don't believe that's something you should do as an NFL fan. I don't think these guys have the same belief, but that's fine. Everyone's different with their
I'm about to bring up a real world example.
The voice crack's really getting you today.
Yeah.
That's why I'm drinking my water, but I threw my water bottle earlier, so I might have to go pick that up and fill up some more here because I'm almost out. But let's use a real world example here, okay? I'll be honest. I've never dated anyone here. I never.
Oh boy.
But so maybe I'm not in the best position to say this, but if you're dating someone,
go ahead.
If you're dating someone, and obviously you guys, let's just say you have a solid relationship here.
Yeah.
And it's good. You love them. They're number 1 for sure. Like you're just focused on them, but it does not mean you can't notice other people.
I mean, that
doesn't mean you can't walk past
them outside
like,
touchdown table thing, but I believe Jordan's right in this scenario.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously these two things
like
aren't
their
the same
team might
thing.
be like, hey, come on, don't do that to me. Come on. But they're not. They shouldn't. At least they shouldn't be like, come on, what are you doing?
Okay.
Why do you advise?
Not football. They're two very different things.
But it's a comparison.
I mean, we do this a lot.
Football is life.
Well, football is life, and I have a T-shirt that says that. But I think that I believe I have my team, but I don't believe in second favorite teams. I don't
still notice other teams and like, hey, that team's kind of pretty.
Well, sure.
I'm not going to date that team.
That's fine, but I don't think you could have like a depth chart of other teams. I think that
sure you can. You hate teams. You like other teams.
Well, yeah,
you absolutely have a depth chart. You do.
Yes, but not like a thing where like it's like the Cardinals are my second favorite team. The Seahawks are like I don't think
What's
that
so
is
wrong with that. I mean,
it's just
Texans are your first
it's just
team.
Not my belief. I believe it should be the Texans, and then there's teams that you.
Well, it shouldn't be a tier ranking. It's because if you're dating someone, it shouldn't be like, hey, this person's the next hottest besides you, and then it's this person.
Now you're not okay with these.
Okay. But like, if you're dating someone, you shouldn't be like, okay, this girl is like the next hottest next to the person I'm dating, and then it's this girl. It should be like, no, these people are like, oh yeah, they're kind of.
Yeah, your previous thing made more sense.
It shouldn't be exact like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
But it's just I named 3 teams.
Exactly.
I mean, he kind of has a point. Again, this is getting really off topic, but again, whatever you feel, if you feel it's acceptable to wear another team's jersey, something like I've seen him wear like a Drew Brees jersey, he really likes Drew Brees. That's fine. There's players that I like to watch on other teams, but I just don't believe it's appropriate for me as a Texans fan to wear a garment of another team. Again, it's everyone has a right to their opinion. They can express their passion for their teams in whichever way they see fit. We have no bad blood here, so yeah. I mean,
I will be buying an Antoine Winfield jersey.
Yeah, I get like
as soon as I know he's not changed his number.
Yeah,
I will most likely be buying Antoine Winfield.
And that makes sense. Yeah, and that makes sense. Like we'll say like
it's a player. It's not necessarily I'm buying a Bucks jersey because I like the Bucks. It's Antoine Winfield because I like Antoine.
Well, yeah, like I will say.
Which, by the way, Bears had a chance to draft him.
A lot of teams did, but
you got cold though.
You did. say like a guy that a guy that I really like from the draft. Well, so there's a couple. We'll say Rashad Bateman. Like if he turns out to be really good, which he will, I still, even though I liked him before the draft, I still don't think it'd be appropriate for me to wear his jersey. I think I could want him to do well when he's not playing my team. But
it's not like wear his jersey when he's playing the Bears.
I get it's I'm not saying we are all very devoted NFL fans.
Let's get into specific scenarios here because I think it does depend on the scenario when you're wearing the jersey.
Make a video
because as Tyler said, if you're watching your team, let's just say you're watching your team play against where Bateman go? Ravens. If the Texans are playing the Ravens, and you're wearing a Bateman jersey. That's adultery against your team.
That is sports adultery.
Yes, exactly.
We need to make a Bible.
It's kind of like when you're in fantasy football and the wide receivers playing against your team. And
but you always cheer.
And you're
like,
you always
cheer for the team. No, you can have that silver lining, but the team comes first.
Absolutely,
the NFL team.
I think on any given Sunday where your team is playing, you should not be wearing any other player besides someone on your team's jersey.
I don't think that's I think that's obvious.
Yes. And maybe like if you're going to a football party, then I feel like if you have a Drew Brees jersey, if you have like a cool jersey, a Tom Brady jersey or something, you're going to a football party, like maybe it's a pizza party after your season for fantasy football, or maybe it's a draft, or maybe it's just
you already have jerseys of your team though.
You can't, but like you could come in a David Montgomery jersey, or you could come in a Drew Brees jersey. Like, just you could try to mix things up. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Again, everyone's entitled to express their passion.
And it's like deep into off season, and you're going to you're going to play football with your friends. You want to throw in a jersey, and you're already going to be a designated quarterback. I see no problem with you wearing a Drew Brees jersey.
Look, my philosophy is, and this is me personally, I'm not trying to impose this on other people. I just believe that unless there's like some special circumstance or weird thing where like maybe you're, I don't know, a weird exception, but I just believe that for me, I should only be wearing Texans shirts and jerseys, and I have more than enough Texans shirts and jerseys. Some of them are getting small on me now.
I think there's a difference between shirts and jerseys here, and I know this is kind of
it
seems weird, but if you're wearing a player's jersey,
I think a shirt shows more devotion to the team.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. If you're wearing someone's jersey, it could be like, I like this player. They're maybe on my fantasy team, or I like him for a specific reason. I like Drew Brees just because he's a good dude. I met him, and so that's why I kind of like him. That's why I have his jersey. But I'm not going to go around wearing a Saints gear around. Although I do like the Saints. That they're another team on that list.
They're on the list
for sure. Yeah. But I think wearing a T-shirt or any other thing besides a jersey shows more commitment to the team, and therefore that's kind of more of a crime. Whereas wearing someone's specific jersey probably because the reason you like them, I don't think that's much of an offense. I think you could go to court for that, but I think you're going to win that. You're going to win that argument. I think there's going to be a tough prosecution.
Let's talk about this maybe, because a couple of years back I would wear a Raiders shirt all the time.
Yeah,
and it wasn't. I just really liked the Raiders.
There's one incident where I remember you wearing a Raiders shirt down here.
I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
I think you were right over there by the stairs.
Not quite sure what exactly you're talking about, and maybe Ryan knows, but I'm not sure. But I'm just saying the point is I would wear it pretty often just because the Raiders were a team that I really liked at that time. Obviously, I liked the Bears better, and I was not as committed as a football fan as I was now. This was multiple years ago at this point.
I think it was 2018, maybe.
So, 3 years ago.
I don't know. The exact
but,
time.
I don't think it's terrible. It's not like I'm rocking the shirt. If someone asks, are you a Raiders fan? I'm going to say, heck no. I'm a Bears fan. I just wear the Raiders shirt because they're a team that I liked. I really liked their car that year. So that was the reason why I got that.
Yeah, again, that's fine. That's your choice. I wouldn't do that, but again, it's not like, he's not I know we all are very devoted football fans and love our teams a lot. That's just not something that I would consider appropriate for myself, but that's fine. Everyone has a right when it comes to this, sports rituals and fandom protocols. Everyone has a right to do it how they see fit. Like, I know people who are Bears fans that wear Cam Newton jerseys and Melvin Gordon jerseys. Like, it's fine.
Well, any person who's wearing a Cam Newton
okay, well, you know what I mean.
Yeah. So we'll just stop there.
All right. Yeah.
I think we can just agree to disagree.
And then, that's what I've been
saying.
Everyone
has their different
That's
opinions.
what I've been
so
saying from
let's
the
move
beginning.
on and get back to
Don't wear T-shirts
awards
of other
stuff.
teams, though. That's the lesson you can take from this.
and everyone buy an Antoine Winfield jersey.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's okay if you get me
my water bottle.
If I get like a Bateman jersey, because in a couple of years when he's on the Ravens and he's really good, like I knew he would be, I think it's okay to like frame it because I just kind of feel like a keepsake and souvenir that I would allow, but I don't think that I should ever be wearing the garment representing another team unless there's special circumstances or something else that makes it a unique setting. But we'll put this to rest. If anyone has any thoughts on this kind of unexpected debate, that's what we get into here a lot. Some interesting comparisons between football and other things in life, like we so often have. But I think we'll put this conversation to rest for the rest of the live stream.
With that, we'll see you guys later. See ya.